Hello, everybody, and welcome. I am so excited to come on here and do a really special training today for you guys. I have so much to share. I am officially a mom, and I have so many powerful lessons to share with you guys from my unmedicated home birth and how this really relates to conquering binge eating and being able to not give into your strong binge and emotional urges. So I don't know how long this is going to be. I literally just have so much to share. And if you are here watching live, say hello in the chat box. If you're catching the replay, you can hashtag replay. And I'm just very excited to come on and share everything with you. Now, this live training is not going to be necessarily about my home birth, but I'm going to extract all of the lessons and a lot of the tools that I implemented in my unmedicated home birth, because a lot of the tools that I use to conquer binge eating and not give in to my urges were the exact same tools that I implemented in this unmedicated home birth. So there's a lot I'm going to share with you. And this is not going to be like, here's how to have a home birth. Like, that's not what this live training is going to be about. I want you guys to really listen to my mindset. I want you to really listen to the tools that I implemented. I want you to really hear what I'm saying and how conquering binge eating is literally related to so many other hard and challenging things that you're going to have to do in your life. Like, if you can conquer binge eating, if you can implement all of the tools, the mental resiliency, the strength to conquer binge eating, you could literally do freaking anything in the world. So I'm very excited. Erin's here, Stacy's here, Catherine's here. Hello, everyone. Okay, so on October 29th, very important day, I gave birth to my son Dominus at home unmedicated. And conquering binge eating played the biggest role in why I was actually able to do that. And, this is also not a matter of like, what's the right way to give birth? Like, I'm not saying there's a right way to give birth, there's a wrong way to give birth. I'm not even talking about that. I personally wanted to do it unmedicated for me. I wanted to do this for me. I wanted to test my resiliency. I wanted to test my strength. I wanted to implement all the tools that I used to conquer binge eating in this unmedicated birth, because whenever I would tell someone that I was planning a home birth, they were like, "Oh, like, so what do you do for pain? Like, do they bring pain medication? Like how do you get the epidural?" And I'm just like, "No, there's nothing. You have yourself, you have your mindset, and you have your badass freaking strength. That's what you have." And I knew that going into it. And that's why I wanted to do it. I wanted to do this for me. I wanted to test my strength. I wanted to feel like an even stronger, unstoppable badass. And I just wanted to do this for myself. So I have cracked the code on being able to not give in to my urges, right? It's why I've spent the last 5 years feeling free with food, not having a single urge pop up. Like, I've really cracked the code on sitting with discomfort. Sitting with discomfort to not give in to my urges. I've done that on my journey. And because I was able to really sit in the discomfort, it's why I have comfort with food today. It's why I have happiness today. I have joy today. I feel so free with food today. And a lot of people are so afraid of discomfort. I have to get rid of it, but it's so uncomfortable. Something is wrong. I've really cultivated a healthy relationship with discomfort. When my urges came on, they were uncomfortable as heck. And I reminded myself that there was a very big difference between discomfort and pain. Discomfort is something that you can handle. Discomfort is nothing to fear. Discomfort is not something to run away from. It's not something to fear. But a lot of people are so afraid to feel discomfort, which is why I'm stressed. I automatically need food. I'm overwhelmed. I automatically need food. People are so afraid to feel uncomfortable emotions, uncomfortable sensations in their body. I have to get rid of it. I have to get rid of it. I'm in pain. I'm in pain. I'm in pain. You're not in pain. You're experiencing discomfort. And when I recognized this difference, I said to myself, there's nothing I need to do. I just need to be in the discomfort. Pain is something where it's like, I feel pain in my shoulder. I feel pain in my leg. Like, pain is something where if somebody said, where do you feel pain? You're like, right here. Where do you feel the pain? Right here. Like, there's this very specific section in your body. Like, my thumb hurts, my back hurts, my knee hurts. Discomfort, there's not a location. There's not a location. It's kind of all over. Like, think about it. When you have an urge to emotionally eat, when you have an urge to overeat, mindlessly snack, whatever it is, and I ask you, where do you feel discomfort? I guarantee you can't spot a location. You're not like, this is where I feel discomfort. It's just like, oh, my whole body, it's just everything feels uncomfortable. And that's how you know you're experiencing discomfort, not pain. Pain is, it's my knee, it's my right knee, it's my left lower back. You're not experiencing pain. When the urge comes on, you're experiencing discomfort. And if you, like, just this alone is very important to understand. Discomfort is not one specific area. It's all over, uncomfortable. And that's sometimes why it's actually even more challenging sometimes than pain, because pain, you're like, it just hurts here. But discomfort, it's like, I'm just uncomfortable all over the place. And that's why so many people want to run away from discomfort. I can't handle it. You can handle it. You can handle it. So the first thing that really supported me in having this unmedicated birth and also overcoming binge eating and feeling more powerful over my urges was this first piece. I'm experiencing discomfort. I'm not experiencing pain. And therefore, I don't have to try to get rid of it. The body is trying to tell me something. And, there's so many nuances to this because I tell my clients all the time, don't pay attention to the urge. Like, the urge is not you. And I actually just ran an entire program, Eliminate Your Urges, on this topic. And obviously, I'm not going to talk about the trainings that I shared in there, the specific program for that. But you don't have to pay attention to the urge because it's not you. But at the same time, your body's telling you something. Your body's telling you something. You didn't give into a craving earlier on. That's why you're having an urge late at night. You're stressing over the conversation that you have to have with your brother, and that's giving you so much anxiety. And because you're not feeling through the anxiety, you're not processing, feeling your emotions, an emotional urge pops up and it feels challenging to not give into. So your body's telling you something. But once you recognize, oh, okay, this isn't me, this is just an urge, and I'm experiencing discomfort, I'm not in pain, it's not SOS, need to do something to try to get rid of it, it's just like, I'm experiencing discomfort right now, you can get through it. And something that I actually did was visualization. So on my journey of conquering binge eating, I would visualize myself like feeling calm throughout the day. I would visualize myself having a few, cookies and just moving on with my day. I would visualize myself, being at social events and interacting with family and friends and laughing and making memories, not being so food focused. I would visualize myself experiencing an urge and not giving in. I would visualize myself, I would feel the feelings as if I didn't give in. To train my body to know what it would feel like when I didn't give in to an urge. This is rewiring the brain. This is reprogramming. This is repatterning your body. I would visualize myself so many times. I just saw myself, I felt the discomfort and I saw myself not giving in and I felt the feelings of joy and excitement. Holy shit, you're a badass. Did you just do that? Damn, you're freaking incredible. You're the strongest badass that I know. I visualized that. I felt it in my body. And same with my home birth. Before I even had my home birth, weeks, months before I even had my son, I visualized myself breathing through the contractions. I didn't know what the heck a contraction would feel like. I'm like trying to Google, I'm trying to research, what does a contraction feel like? I have no idea. But I was visualizing myself. I visualized myself breathing through the discomfort. I visualized myself holding my son. I visualized myself pushing my baby out. I literally visualized everything. If you don't know what it's going to feel like to sit in the discomfort, it's always going to feel scary. If you don't know how to sit with discomfort, of course it's going to feel like the discomfort's here. What do I do? SOS. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle it. I need to get rid of it. Let me give in. Let me have the cookie. Let me emotionally eat. But when you visualize yourself on the other side, I'm so proud of myself. I had literally the most stressful day ever. And I so badly want to just sit on the couch and eat. And I didn't. And you visualize yourself, you felt what that actually felt like, going to bed, feeling so damn proud of yourself. It's the greatest feeling in the world. So I visualized myself not giving into my urges. I visualized myself sitting through the discomfort. And I also visualized myself before I even had my son. I didn't know what that was going to look like. I didn't know what not giving into my urges would actually feel like all the time. But I pattern excitement into my body. I pattern groundedness in my body. This is huge. So that was the second thing that I did. Visualization. So many people are afraid, I don't know what's on the other side. Will I actually be able to just eat normally again? Yes. But if you don't know what that looks like, ask yourself, well, what do you want a healthy relationship with food to look like? How do you want to feel if you didn't give in to every single urge for the next week, for the next month? How would that make you feel? Feel those feelings now. Bring those feelings into your body. Visualize it. Feel it. I had no idea what the heck a binge-free life would feel like. How am I supposed to know? I didn't, at the time, I didn't conquer binge eating. But I asked myself, how do I want to feel? And I started feeling those feelings every single day. And then that made me realize I was closer. And same with this unmedicated home birth. I had no idea how intense it would be, if it would feel not so bad, if I'd be dying. I had no idea. But I said, how do I want the experience to be? Calm. I want to feel grounded. I want to feel like the strongest badass I know. I swear to God, every single night I went to bed and I said, thank you, God, for being there with me the entire time. Thank you, God, for allowing me to feel like the strongest badass that I know. Thank you for allowing me to literally feel so strong, have everything, like I gave everything that I got, like, thank you, before it even happened. So many people wait until an urge comes on. What do I do? It's uncomfortable. I don't know. I don't think I can handle it. You can't handle it because you haven't patterned new feelings into your body. It's foreign. It feels different. You're not used to this feeling. I pattern new feelings into my body. And this is huge. Now, that was the second thing. The third thing I want to talk about, faith and trust. Faith and trust. You need the deepest level of faith, the deepest level of trust, even when there's doubt and even when you feel like it is not working. You need a deep level of faith and a deep level of trust, even when you feel like, I don't know if I'm making progress, I don't know if it's working. I had to lean so strongly on faith when I had gut issues and I was trying to navigate binge eating. When it felt like everybody was conquering faster than me, I had to lean on faith. I had to trust the process. When I felt like I don't know, maybe I'm going to be the exception because other people seem to be experiencing all these wins and I can't not give in to my urges. Like they feel so intense. I had to lean on faith and I had to trust the process despite having evidence. I had to just trust. Trust is so hard when it feels like it's not working. Trust and faith is so hard because you're like, but how am I supposed to trust the process when I don't know if it's working? But that's what faith is about. Faith isn't, I know it's going to work. Faith is, I don't know. And I'm going through a challenging time right now. Faith is sometimes questioning, like, why? Why me? I used to look at myself in the mirror after, just overeating or mindlessly snacking or just feeling uncomfortable in my own skin. I used to say, why me? Why is this happening to me? And I never understood. And you might be saying to yourself, why me? Why can this person eat so normally? Why could this person feel so good in her own skin? Why could this person just not even be thinking about food? How is it so easy for that person? Why do I have to struggle? What's wrong with me? Why me? And I had to lean on faith. I needed to trust that I was going to conquer. I stopped doubting myself. I stopped doubting, can I actually conquer? And I started saying, I am going to. It's just a matter of when. I had to lean on faith. I had to trust the process. I had to trust my time, my timeline, that my time was coming. Your time is coming. If you're wondering, Lorna, how long is it going to take? How long is it going to take for me to have my urges be less intense? How long is it going to take for me to actually fully conquer and fully rewire my brain? Your time is coming. When? I don't know. I remember asking my midwife and my doula, I said, when is he coming? How much longer? They can't tell you. They don't know when the baby's going to come out. And I kept on saying, but when? But when? I was a little anxious. I wanted it to be here now. But I needed to trust. I needed to have faith that he was coming. It was kind of funny because I literally was like, are you sure he's coming? As a first-time mom, I'm like, are you sure he's coming? They're like, yes, he's coming. And I said, okay, but how much longer? How much longer? They're like, I don't know. And if you ask me, how long is it going to take me? I don't know. But what I do know is that it's the badasses that conquer. They are the ones that release the timelines. They are the ones that show up no matter freaking what. They are the ones that have a deep level of faith and a deep level of trust, even when it sometimes feels like it's not working. Even when it feels like it's not working. You need a deep level of trust and a deep level of faith. Will there be doubt? Absolutely. I doubted myself. Like, can I actually be someone that never has urges pop up ever again? Like, is that actually possible? I doubted myself many times on my journey. But can I actually feel like really good in my own skin, or am I going to feel like okay in my own skin? But like, can I not give in to my urges every single time, or will I only be able to give in a few times? I doubted myself a few times. But I still had this badass energy, which is still with me today. And it's a huge reason why I was able to push through an unmedicated home birth, because I reminded myself that I wasn't the exception and that I was experiencing discomfort, not pain, and I can breathe through it. Every single time a contraction came on, you know what I said to myself? I'm safe. I'm safe. When you experience an urge, I'm safe. I'm safe. Going back to what I talked about in terms of discomfort, if you think the body's not safe, you're going to feel like I need to change this, but you're safe. You're experiencing an uncomfortable feeling, but you're safe. When the urge used to come on for me, I felt like SOS, I'm in pain, I need to get rid of it. But again, like I talked about, there's a difference between discomfort and pain. You can breathe through the discomfort. I breathed through the contraction. Was it uncomfortable? Abso-freaking-lutely. The urges, the contractions, holy moly, the level of discomfort, you will not be able to describe it until you've actually gone through it. And first of all, all you moms listening to this right now who are doubting yourselves and your ability to transform your relationship with food, to completely conquer binge and emotional eating, I'm going to say you guys are freaking crazy. If you have given birth, God bless your soul, you are going to conquer, because it's no joke. Like the moms listening to this who are like, I don't think I can give in to my urge. I'm like, you gave life and you think you cannot give into an urge? You are crazy. With the most love in my heart, you are crazy. If anyone's going to conquer, it's you. You did that hard, challenging thing. You can overcome binge eating. So in my situation, I conquered binge eating first, and then I gave birth to my son. I pulled on the strength, the resiliency of conquering binge eating, and I used those techniques, mindset strategies to push through an unmedicated birth. If you have already given birth, you've already done one of the most challenging things. Pull on that, remind yourself, like, I gave birth. And I think that I can't give in to my urge. Hold on. Let me recenter myself. Hold on. I'm this badass. No, I absolutely can. Your mind will convince you you can't handle the discomfort. Your mind will convince you that you have to get rid of the feeling as fast as possible. But you are the strongest badass that I know. Discomfort is temporary. With every single breath that you take, every single thought that you frame, that you reframe from I can't handle it, it's too uncomfortable, to I'm way more powerful over my urges. I don't think I can do it. I know I can do it. I don't know if I can conquer. I will conquer. Every single time you breathe through the discomfort and you reframe your thoughts, the discomfort goes away. The discomfort goes away. I remember there was actually a point in my unmedicated birth where so there was, I'm not going to go too much in detail because I don't think it really matters, and some things are personal and whatnot, but there were so many times where they were like, okay, Lorna, like we need to be progressing, like we need to be at this certain level, and my body was tired, and I pulled on my badass energy and I said, there's no way I am not doing this. Let's freaking go. Like I literally had to change how I was speaking to myself. Instead of thinking, I don't know if I can do this. Oh my god, maybe it's too hard. I said, you're a freaking badass. You can do hard and challenging things. When doubt came in, when fear came in, because there was also a period where there was a little bit of fear. And I remember having a conversation with my doula, and I said to her, I said, there's fear. Not gonna lie, there's fear. And she said, well, let's chat through this. It's okay to have fear. It's okay to have doubt. We spoke through it, because the thing is, if you have fear and you let fear get in the way, you're not going to conquer. It's not that you have to remove the fear and then you're going to conquer, but you have to look at the fear, have a conversation with the fear. What is scary? What are you afraid of? Why are you afraid of the discomfort? So there was fear of me actually pushing this baby out, and I actually thought pushing would be the easiest part. But I had a fear, like, what is it going to feel like? What is it going to look like? There were so many things. And I had a conversation with my doula, and I said, I think there's a little bit of fear. I know I can do this, but like, I think my body is holding on to a little bit of fear. And so we spoke through it. It's okay if you have fear in your journey. It's okay if there's moments of doubt. But are you letting fear get in the way and then saying, I don't think I can do this? I didn't do that. There was doubt. There was fear. And I said, I am going to do this. There's a difference. There's a difference between I have fear, I have doubt, so I probably am not going to be able to do this. And I have fear, I have doubt, so I'm going to freaking overcome this. That was my mindset when I conquered binge eating, and that was my mindset when I had my son. I did not let fear get in the way. I did not let doubt get in the way. I did not let it change my mindset to say, maybe I can't do this. Maybe it is too challenging. Maybe everybody's right. Maybe I won't be able to do this. Maybe I won't be able to navigate the pain. I thought I was strong, but maybe I won't be able to do that. I said, heck no. I didn't give myself an option. Like, just being so real, it's like when I conquered binge eating, there was no other option than you're going to conquer. When I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to freaking do it. No matter how long it took me, no matter what the journey looked like, I'm like, I am doing this. And that's why I conquered. When I said to myself, I want to do a home birth unmedicated for me, because I want to feel like the strongest badass that I know, I was committed to that. And I wasn't going to let anything get in the way. Doubt was there. Fear was there. And I said, okay, well, let's chat through this. Let's work through this, because I'm doing this. There's no other option. When you have doubt, you start talking yourself out of it. Maybe I can't do this. Maybe it's too challenging. And I said, I didn't do that. Like, the only option is to breathe through it. And at one point I was laying on the couch, and I remember saying, I'm in so much pain. And then right away I paused. And I said, my midwife said, can you explain to me, where are you experiencing the pain? And I said, I'm not in pain. I'm experiencing discomfort. What did I share at the beginning of this live? Pain is you can say a specific area. Discomfort, you can't. And this played out so beautifully. When I was on the couch and I was in so much discomfort, I said out loud, I am experiencing pain. The midwife came over. She said, Lorna, where are you experiencing pain? And I said, I'm not experiencing pain. I'm experiencing discomfort. And right then and there, I knew I needed to pull on my badass energy and breathe through it, just like the urge. And something that really helped me was focusing on the present moment while not focusing on the present moment. Let me explain. So you want to feel the discomfort. So in the present moment, when an urge comes on, you're going to feel the discomfort. That's a present moment feeling. So you want to be in the present moment. You want to feel through the discomfort, but you also don't want to stay in the present moment. You want to also think future focused. So feeling the discomfort is being present in the moment, not bypassing your feelings. So feeling the discomfort and then thinking future focused. So when an urge came on, I felt the discomfort and I also thought about what's next. What's my life gonna look like when I'm no longer having urges? What's my life gonna look like when I have a healthy relationship with food? What's my life gonna look like when I'm not ever thinking about food? What's my life gonna look like when I'm this confident person in my own skin? That helped me not give in to my urges. And then when I gave birth, I focused on the present moment. Yeah, it was uncomfortable, but I thought future focus. I kept thinking about you're going to hold your baby soon. You're going to be able to cuddle with your baby soon. He's going to have his first Christmas. And I thought future focused. If you're too focused on the present moment, all you think about is discomfort. No, it's too uncomfortable. Versus finding the balance between focusing on the present moment and also thinking future focused. So when an urge comes on, and you are in the present moment feeling through the discomfort, that's important because you have to breathe through the discomfort in order for it to dissipate, while also thinking to yourself, if I don't give into this urge, what would my life look like? No longer binging. What would my life look like? No longer comforting myself with food every single night. What would my relationship with my husband look like? What would my intimacy look like? What would my relationship with my children look like? What would holidays look like? What would social events look like? And you think future focused. That helps you breathe through the discomfort. It's kind of like the visualization that I talked about. When a strong urge came on, I didn't just focus on the present. It's uncomfortable, it's uncomfortable, it's uncomfortable. I said, it's uncomfortable, present moment. And I said, you know what though? I'm gonna be so proud of myself when I don't give in. I'm gonna have an even better relationship with my husband. I'm gonna be the most calm, patient person that I know. That helped me not give in. When I was giving birth to my son unmedicated, I felt the present moment. I felt every strong contraction in my body. And I was thinking about holding him, meeting him, cuddles, our beautiful family. And that helped me get through it. It's all related. So be present, feel the discomfort, and then also focus on what's coming, the life that you get to live. Present moment mixed with future focus, it will change everything for you. If you're just too present focus, it's just going to be discomfort, 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 discomfort. I can't handle it. And then if you're just thinking about the future, you're bypassing the feeling. So be in the present moment. Be in the present moment. Feel through the discomfort and also think about the future. What is your life going to look like when food is not on your mind 24/7? When you don't have crazy food thoughts anymore? When you're so deeply connected to your body, you effortlessly stop when you're satisfied. You look at yourself in the mirror and you deeply love the woman that you are. You're the most patient, calm, grounded person that you know. Isn't that worth it? Absolutely. You guys, discomfort it does not last forever. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. Before I had my son unmedicated at home, I said to myself, this is going to be a challenge. It's going to be uncomfortable. But I'm going to blink. And the next thing you know, I'm going to hold my son and life is going to go on and we're going to have Christmas together. And then there's going to be New Year's and we're going to be celebrating his first birthday. I was thinking about that. Discomfort is literally a small amount of time. It feels like, oh my gosh, I have to give in. You guys, you blink, the discomfort is gone. Like actually, like my home birth was not short. It was long. It was long. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm never going to experience that discomfort again until maybe I have another child. It goes by like this. In the moment, it feels like I can't do this. In the moment, it feels like this is HELL. In the moment, it feels like I don't know if I can do this. But then you do it. And you know what? You are so damn proud of yourself. If you feel the discomfort and you say to yourself, I have to give in, and you give in to your urges, you're never actually going to experience the pride, the joy, the strength, the badass energy within you, the resiliency within you. But when you actually breathe through the discomfort, you get to live a life you are so damn proud of. You get to live a life where you're like, holy shit, did I actually just do that? Did I actually do that? I am a badass. I am resilient. I am strong. You build up so much mental strength, conquering binge eating, not giving into your urges, and you can pull on that through any other life's challenges that come your way. But you need faith, trust, and also a support system. For me, when I conquered binge eating, I didn't do this on my own. I worked with a coach, someone who had past lived experience with binge eating. I leaned on support. When I gave birth, I didn't just do it at home with Andrew. Okay, Andrew, let's try to pop out a baby. It's like I hired the right people. I hired a midwife. I hired a doula. Getting support. You're not weak for getting support. You're the strongest badass that you know. I remember one of my friends was saying, you don't need a doula. Because doulas are essentially like a support person for me. Like, you can do, like, think of it like a cheerleader. And everyone's like, you don't need a doula. Like, Andrew will cheer you on. And I said, Andrew will cheer me on, but I want all the support that I can get. I'm going to invest in the right support because if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this properly. And so when I conquered binge eating, I hired the right support. I didn't just say I'm going to try to figure out how to do this on my own or do a self-paced course. I'm like, I'm going to actually get someone who's been in my shoes that knows exactly how to best support me so I feel safe throughout this entire process. And that's what allowed me to conquer binge eating. And then when it came to having my son, I said, I'm going to invest in the right support. I'm going to get the best team, even leading up to it. I had support throughout the whole process. Not because I'm weak, because I'm actually the strongest badass. And you are the strongest badass. All the clients that come to work with me, they are actually the strongest people that I know. Because they're like, I'm this badass. I deserve all the support in the world. Like, I want to do things sustainably. I want to do things properly. I'm going to get the best support. I am so grateful that I had support when I conquered binge eating because there were so many moments in time I had doubt and I had fear. And same with my unmedicated home birth. When I had fear, I had my doula right there. And we had a quick conversation. I got out of my head and I got into my body. Sure, Andrew was there and he was helpful, absolutely. Wouldn't have been able to do without him either. But the people that are designed to support you in this, they know what to say. They know what to do. Conquering binge eating, there are people like myself who know exactly what you need to do, who will tell you one thing and it will change everything for you. And you're like, wow. Like, yeah, I'm way more powerful over my urges. I give you a tool and you're like, I actually didn't even want, I actually stopped. I realized, one of my clients, she's like, I realized I was emotionally eating and then I just stopped halfway through. Support is necessary because you are going to feel discomfort. You are going to experience doubt. You are going to experience fear. I had all of those things when I was on my journey to conquering binge eating, when I gave birth to my son, and I'm so grateful that I had the highest level of support in both journeys. I'll never forget my midwife and my doula. And I got so emotional that day thanking them because of how much they changed my life. And I still to this day, I think about the mentor, the coach that helped me overcome binge eating. I'm so grateful for those people in my life. It literally makes me so emotional. Like that day when I gave birth to my son and my midwife literally helped, give birth to my son. Like that's someone really special. The person that helped me conquer binge eating, I will never forget that person. That person saw me. That person understood me. That person got me like nobody else did. I'm going to remember that person for the rest of my life. My midwife was up for she was up all day and then she stayed up with me all night and she said, I know it's long hours, but man, is it so rewarding. And I give my heart and my soul to every single client that comes to work with me, and it's the most rewarding thing. I want to be that person that changes your life. I want to be that person that reminds you that you are the strongest badass that you know, that you can do hard and challenging things. I know what it's like on the other side when I got support and I conquered and I thanked that coach. I still think about her every single day. I think about my midwife and my doula every single day. I'm driving in the car, or I'm not driving now. Don't know why I said I'm driving. I'm just sitting down and I'm just emotional thinking about them because I'm they changed my life. And when I think about helping all of you guys conquer binge eating, that also makes me emotional because I know how much your life is going to change, but it's also so rewarding and fulfilling for me. This is such a beautiful journey of support, coaching, mentorship. It's fulfilling for me to support you in conquering binge eating because I see your face light up and I get to pour my heart and soul into you, but then your life forever changes and then you thank me and it's beautiful. Support is necessary in so many things. Could I have conquered binge eating alone? I mean, I tried for years. Could I have done this unmedicated home birth alone? Probably not, to be honest with you. We need support. There was actually a moment in time when I was pushing and Andrew was like, I see the head. The doula was like, you're almost there. I gave it everything that I got. It was so much easier in that moment because I had support. When you don't have anybody cheering you on, even when you're, navigating urges, food thoughts, comments from family and friends about how much you're eating, what you're eating, when you don't have support and you're trying to navigate this on your own, the doubt is louder. The fear is louder. But when you have people cheering you on, reminding you you got this, you are way more powerful over your urges. You can handle the discomfort. You are safe. And you know that you're going to be celebrated. The next urge you don't give into and you get to be celebrated. It's easier to not give in when you have a support system because you're like, I'm going to report back and I'm going to say that I didn't give in and I'm so freaking proud of myself. Support is necessary. It doesn't matter how strong you are. It doesn't matter how independent you are. One of my clients came to me and to be honest, she said, I was hesitant in working with you because I'm so independent. Like I can do so many things on my own. But she worked with me because she recognized that conquering binge eating is not about like, how hard can I try? How much can I get done? Because if it was about like trying really hard, all of you guys would be conquering because you're like this strong, badass, independent woman. But there are certain tools and strategies that you need to learn. There's certain thoughts that need to be rewired. Support is necessary. So there's that. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was surrender. Surrendering, surrendering, surrendering. So a few weeks before actually fast forward, I knew mentally I could do a home birth. Like I knew mentally I was going to do this. Like I knew that I trained my mind that I was going to do this. But it's not so simple as just everybody can have a home birth. Like there's actually certain like things that you have to qualify for. And so long story short, there was actually a few days or actually a few weeks before my birth. A few weeks. Okay, a few weeks before my birth. And they were kind of talking back and forth. I'm not actually sure we can. I spent literally 8.5 months saying like, I'm doing a home birth. Like, what do you, like, there's no other option. Like I'm doing the home birth. And there was some things we had to go back and forth on. And I had to surrender. I had to trust and I had to release control. And I had to be okay with either outcome. I needed to trust God. I needed to trust that everything was going to work out for me, that whatever happened was exactly how it was going to happen in perfect timing. And as much as I wanted to control the situation, I needed to surrender. And I truly believe because I surrendered and I released control, everything happened as it should. It's really easy to want to rush, control things. But I want to stop binge eating now. But I just, I need to control everything. But the more you control, the less you surrender, the more you're in your head, and the more you just become anxious and overwhelmed. I had to surrender. I needed to release. I needed to trust. I needed to have faith that whatever was meant to happen was going to happen. Even the birth itself, I wanted to rush it. Like, is he coming? I want him here now, but I needed to surrender. I remember looking at Andrew, and I said, like it's taking time. Like, it's been a long time. And he said, it's God's timing. And my whole body just like softened, and I was like, yep. Going back to timelines, you got to surrender the time. I know you want to be binge free already. You have to surrender timelines. You got to trust. When I was giving birth to my son, I wanted it to be done. I wanted it to be done. But the body has its own timeline. I needed to surrender. I needed to trust. You can do 1,000,001 things to try to stop binge eating, but God's timing. Your time to conquer will happen. Everybody is different. Some people conquer in this amount of time. Some people it takes this amount of time. But you can't be comparing how long it takes for one person to the other. Same with giving birth. There are some people that are like, I gave birth to my son within like 4 hours. And then for some people, it's like, it's been 30 hours. There's no right or wrong. Everybody is different. You can't compare. Some people can easily not give in to their urges once they learn the tools. Once they learn the tools, they're like, oh, okay, I can use this tool to help me not give in. Perfect. They utilize the tool. Fantastic. There are some people that are like, Lorna, I know what to do. You told me all the tools. I don't want to use them. I don't know why. Why do I not want to use the tools? That was me on my journey. I was like, I knew what to do to not give in to my urges, but I didn't want to use the tools because there was fear of discomfort. But once I worked through that, then it became easier. Right? So some people can shift their mindsets faster than others. Some people will conquer faster than others. Some people will have different timelines, different journeys, and it's all perfect. I really, really, really hope that you don't just focus on having a better relationship with food and conquering binge eating to stop having food thoughts, to feel better in your own skin. Like, that's all great. But I really hope that you give it your all every single day so that you can be reminded of the strong, resilient, badass within you. Because I'm telling you guys right now, once you conquer binge eating, you can take the strength, the resiliency, all of the tools that you use to conquer binge eating with you for the rest of your life, and nothing can stop you. You are going to feel unstoppable. Anything can come your way, and you can do it. It's why I was able to have an unmedicated home birth. I truly, truly, truly believe that from my bottom of my heart, because I showed up every single day on my journey in 2019 to conquer binge eating. I had to pull on mental strength. I had to change the way that I was speaking to myself. I had to visualize. I needed to trust. I needed to surrender. Because I did that, I felt like the biggest badass that I knew. And I took that with me in having this unmedicated home birth. People are like, you're crazy. You did that? Yes, because once you rewire your brain, once you build up this internal strength and you feel unstoppable, nothing can get in the way. You can have the worst comment said to you and you're like, I know who I am. You could go through a difficult conversation, whatever it is. I got this. I'm unstoppable. I'm this badass. I don't fear anything anymore. Like an unmedicated home birth, I was like, it's going to be challenging, but I'm like, I got this. Like, I got this. So I really hope that you show up every single day for yourself, not just that you could stop using food for comfort so you can have less food thoughts. Like, that's all great. But like, do this so that you can actually meet the truest version of yourself, so that you can live a life that you're so damn proud of. You can look back at your life and be like, I can't believe I did that. Like, holy shit, I'm amazing. Holy moly, I actually did that. I overcame 10, 20, 30, however long you struggle with binge eating for emotional eating. I overcame that. I did that. And then something else comes your way and it's like, I don't know how I'm going to overcome this. And then you overcome it and you're like, yeah, I'm the strongest badass that I know. I hope to God that you literally give this journey your everything. Because what's the point of life if you're not giving it your all? If you're not showing yourself what you're capable of? The most rewarding part is never the end. I look back at my journey of conquering binge eating. Yes, I'm grateful that I'm binge free, and I've literally had the most easy relationship with food for the past 5 years. Like, I never think about food. It's like I just eat when I'm hungry, stop when I'm full, we go out for dinner. Like, it's literally the easiest, peasiest thing in my life. But this actually isn't the most rewarding part. The most rewarding part, I literally think about how many days in a row I got up consistently. I did my morning routine. I visualized, I future paced, I journaled, I did breath work. I leaned into bravery, and I had a hard conversation with Andrew, letting him know that I was going through binge eating. And then I reached out for support, and then I stopped giving into my urges, and I had to reconnect to my hunger and fullness cues, which was a challenge. I remember all of those moments at social events where I was like, didn't want to be eating in front of other people, and I had to lean on my badass energy, and I did it. That's what I remember. The most rewarding part, absolutely, having my son and just being with him, it's the most rewarding thing. But I also think back to the 9 months that I prepared my body for this, the mindset tools that I used, the body preparation tools that I did, going through the unmedicated birth. That's what I remember. The most rewarding part is not the end. The most rewarding part is the journey. And so if you're on the journey right now, freaking enjoy it. So many people want to rush. I need to be binge free. I need to be done. You will get there. And you will actually get there much faster when you enjoy the process. When you focus on saying, I am building up mental resiliency, not just to conquer binge eating, not just to heal my relationship with food, but to have the strength, the mental resiliency for the rest of my life. It's that. I hope you surrender timelines and you start trusting God's timeline. I hope you stop doubting your ability to conquer binge eating and know deep down you absolutely will conquer binge eating. I hope you wake up every single day and you really give this journey all that you got. You show up every single day. You put in the freaking work. You are all in, so batshit freaking committed to this journey, because it's magical. Discomfort is temporary. Putting in the work to live a life that you are so damn proud of, that lasts forever. Let me say that again. Discomfort is temporary. Putting in the work to live a life that you are so damn proud of, that feeling lasts forever. And you can take that feeling with you for the rest of your life. Anything can come your way. I freaking got this. People are going to look at you and be like, how the heck did you do that? And it's because when you were conquering binge eating, you built up the strength. You built up the resiliency. You gave it everything that you got. You showed yourself what you were capable of. So now you can look back at your life and be like, I'm so damn proud of myself. I can literally overcome anything. But if you don't sit in the discomfort because I can't handle it, all this, all that, you're never going to feel your strength. You're never going to actually show yourself what you're truly capable of. You're never going to feel like the unstoppable badass that you actually are, unless you truly give it your all. I conquered binge eating for me. I did a home birth unmedicated for me because I wanted to show myself that I was meant to live this extraordinary life. That I wanted to push myself. I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to feel my strength over and over and over and over again. Stop fearing discomfort. What's on the other side of discomfort is you feeling so strong. I actually look for discomfort. Most people will be like, if there's a little bit of discomfort, I'm not doing it. And I'm like, I'm going to purposely put myself in a situation where I know that I'm going to be really, really, really uncomfortable. I purposely put myself in those situations. So listen to me right now. Lorna's getting serious. If you are experiencing strong urges and you're really uncomfortable, remind yourself that Lorna purposely puts herself in positions where she feels discomfort. Because what's on the other side of discomfort is badass energy. It's strength. It's you feeling like an unstoppable badass. So the next time you feel discomfort and you want to so badly just give in to your urges, I can handle anything that comes my way. Discomfort is temporary, and putting in the work to sit in the discomfort is going to allow me to live a life that I'm proud of for the rest of my freaking life. And is that worth it? Absolutely. So I feel like there's just so many things I want to share with you guys, but I hope this was really insightful for you guys. You can overcome your urges. You can overcome binge eating. You need faith. You need trust. You need support. You need a badass mindset. You got to sit through the discomfort. You got to remind yourself that discomfort is temporary. You're not in pain. Like, all of this is going to support you. And you can use these tools, these strategies, these techniques, not just to overcome binge eating, but in other areas of your life as well too, because I take the tools that I've learned that help me conquer binge eating and I implement them in other areas of my life. You are so much stronger than you think. You think you can't handle discomfort, and then one day you are literally going to purposely put you in uncomfortable sensations because you're like, I'm addicted to feeling my badass strength. Like, I just want to feel my strength. I want to prove to myself that I can do this. Like, one day you're going to be afraid of discomfort, and another day you're going to purposely be putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. Because it's actually the greatest feeling in the world once you know how to actually work through the discomfort. There's nothing you can't handle. There's literally nothing that you can't handle. Your body is so strong. Your body is resilient. Your body wants to take the best care of you. Your body is not sending you an urge because it's like SOS. The body isn't sending contractions SOS. The body is sending contractions. You're bringing life into this world. Your body is sending you these urges so that you can build up the strength and the resiliency to feel like an unstoppable badass to conquer binge eating. That's what you want. So stop fearing discomfort. You are way more powerful over your urges. And I'm telling you right now, once you give it everything that you got, you will be able to take the strength, the resiliency, the badass energy with you for the rest of your life. I look back and I'm so proud of myself for conquering binge eating. And I look back and I literally get so emotional thinking about the day that I gave birth to my son. My doula took a video and I had Andrew there and like he was in tears and he said like, you did it. I knew you were going to do it. But just looking back at that moment and just being able to say like, I did this unmedicated home birth. I conquered binge eating. Like, you will be able to be so proud of yourself and say all these things like, I did this and I did this and I did this, but it starts with sitting in the discomfort. It starts with not fearing discomfort. If you want to live a life that feels like magic every single day, if you want to feel like an unstoppable badass, you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. But once you do, you'll crave things that purposely make you feel discomfort because you're like, I know what's on the other side and I got this. So, thank you for being here. There are so many parallels. Everything's a mirror. Everything's related. I hope that you extract a lot of the lessons that I shared with you guys today to help you not give in to your urges, to help you overcome binge eating, overeating, mindless snacking, emotional eating. And you also take it with you in every other area of your life because you are this badass. Like, it's not a matter of are you are. It's not a matter of are you going to conquer binge eating? You will. But you have to see that for yourself. You have to feel that for yourself. You have to trust that. You got to surrender. You got to get the right support. Everything I talked about inside of this little, I say little training, it's been an hour. I knew this was going to be a big training. After I gave birth to my son and I just felt so like unstoppable, I'm like, we're doing this live stream because I have so many golden nuggets to share with you guys. So if you found this valuable, feel free to also send me a message and let me know your biggest takeaways, or just even comment down below your biggest takeaways. But you are resilient, you are strong. There's nothing that you can't overcome. There's nothing that you can't handle. You are this badass. You are unstoppable. You can handle discomfort. You can handle discomfort. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for allowing me to share a little bit more into my personal life and, you know, this journey that I'm on now, and, you know, what I was able to go through and conquering binge eating, going through this unmedicated home birth. I want you guys to really take a lot of the lessons that I shared today and implement them, because these tools work. They changed my life. They changed my life in more than one way that goes beyond food. And it will change your life as well too. So thank you guys so much for being here. Have a beautiful rest of your day, you guys, and we will see you soon. Okay. Bye, guys.